Hello, Gary Hernandez here, and welcome to Cane Self-Defense with Master Gary Hernandez. In this video, I'm going to do a basic breakdown technique of doing a proper bayonet strike and being able to use both the tip and the crook of your cane for several target areas. Now, a bayonet strike is a very good, powerful technique to do, and there's a good way to do this where you're not going to catch your clothing or catch yourself. Now, if you have a crook cane, you have maybe a special kind of point, and ends real sharp or something. And if you're carrying anything with you, like a backpack, satchel, something, if you're a lady with a purse strap or something, or you have loose clothing on, and you may have a jacket on because it's wintertime, you want to be careful that when you're going to use your bayonet strike, that your horn's not catching your clothing or pinching into you or catching any kind of strap. There's a simple way to make sure that doesn't happen, to where you're still going to have plenty of room to perform a good, solid technique. And I call that one revving the throttle, like on a motorcycle. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that. Now, also being able to go to different areas from the face or the body with a proper bayonet strike. You can use either end, but there's certain areas that I like to do to have more impact and make sure that I'm not going to miss. And instead of having to simply shift the cane in different turnings of my hand, it's just simply maneuvering my foot that's going to make a better difference in the impact. Now, again, this person could be coming in or stepping, there's distance and timing and everything. From here, and I'm going to go from the cane in this position. We also have it where you might carry it like this. But from this position here, if I want to get a good solid hit and I want to catch him in the midsection, as I turn and strike, and that's a pretty good powerful blow, and I'm hitting them with the tip right in the solar plexus to slow them down and maybe make them lose their air. I wanted to do that with a proper foot technique and where I'm also proper form where I'm not catching myself with the crook. Let me slow that down. Number one, I stepped and I turned. As I did that, my hand shifted down the cane. Again, I leaned it back, I turned. I talked about that many times in the past. Now, as I do so, my feet pivot. Upon doing this, the cane comes up and I catch it right here. I've been doing this so long, I automatically turn that crook away from my body so it doesn't catch nothing. But if you want to make sure that you don't do this, and I see a lot of people do this and they can catch their clothing or themselves, do what I said earlier about revving the motorcycle. So what you're going to do is, as you turn and drop down, as you come up, rev that motorcycle. Now your horn is away, your cane is here. I'm not going to have it here. This allows for hip and shoulder drive to create that power. So from here, I turn, rev that motorcycle as up here, and I can use my hip and shoulders and go into it. And obviously putting that tip right into the solar plex. I can go in the stomach as well, anywhere it's going to hurt or slow them down. Can I go to the face? You can, but I've talked about this so many times before. That's a small diameter, and if I miss, I'm just going to kind of skim them or end up on top of them. How would I change that? I'm simply going to turn the other way. There's no reason for me to do all this fancy flipping it, maneuvering it, when I'm simply going to turn this way and rev and then strike. Let me turn the bag so you can get a better view in this positioning here. So again, I'm here. Again, I stepped, brought the cane upward as it's hitting here, rev the motorcycle. Now that puts my crook here. Now I can go to the face because it gives me a larger diameter to hit that bone structure area right here, just under the nose, to cause injury or push them back. Now, I can also turn and I can hit into the stomach or the solar plex, but in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, even though this is a good solid area to hit, it disperses more energy, unlike the tip, which does more of a concentrated blow right to the solar plex. So that's why I prefer to do that. But from here, as I turn and I rev, I also can take that and bring it into the throat. Now I have a wider area. And if necessary, I can hit the throat. Depending on how much power, it depends on how much impact that's going to cause an injury. So again, I'm here, I step in, rev, and I can strike if necessary to the throat or to the face. Must always tell everybody, which is pretty much understands, anytime I'm doing any kind of a head or facial structure or throat hit, there's more likely of serious injury versus the body. Now again, I'm stepping in, I'm turning, I'm revving, and I'm attacking. Now, if I was doing this in a defensive manner, and we've talked about this many times before, and the reason I'm doing this video now is because someone told me about they caught their jacket pocket with the crook. That's why I'm really doing this video, to show you how to avoid that. Now, we talked about turning into them and striking. Again, I can do this in a defensive manner, as I've showed many times before. Touch the bag, because that means that's going to be how close they're going to get to you. From here, I just simply step back, rev my motorcycle. That allows me to rev that, put that horn away from me, and I can strike in a reverse positioning and hit. I can do this also with the crook, again, but when I turn this way and I rev it, I can step backwards and I can shoot it out. Now, if you carry your cane with the crook facing outward, you don't have to rev it, really, because from here, as you turn, you will do it a little bit different though, because here, let me slow the technique down. I'm chambering down, bringing it up, and revving. But when I'm already holding it here, I'm simply turning, flipping it up, catching it, leaving my hand here. At that point, this is already turned away from me, and now I'm doing a supportive strike. So just simply take the time, if the horn's to the back of you, turn, rev, strike. In this position here, turn, lift up, catch, rev, and strike. If the horn is to the facing out, turn, flip up, catch, supported strike. Same thing here, turn, lift up, catch, and supportive strike. Simple techniques to work on that will allow you to have a better hold, a better power with hip and shoulder technique, and allow you not to have your crook catch any part of your body. Hopefully that helps. Work on it, see how it feels, work it with your right and left hand. And if you get an opportunity, please subscribe to the channel. It does help this channel grow, and we'd like to get it a little bit bigger. Gary, thank you very much. Have a great weekend, and we will see everybody real soon. Good night.